you own your own house, you own your own car, you need 5,000 ringgit to live a good life in Malaysia. This 5,000 ringgit will allow you to eat out at least 2 times a week, and then you can go for short holidays here, there, and all that with the cheaper airlines and live a good life. So I was thinking that would be my goal. Okay. So some people have got bigger goals. Some people I know. There's one guy I know who has this duty-free shops. He sold it out. In all these duty-free shops in Kariwitang, in Padang Besar and all that. His goal was to have 15 million ringgit so that he can retire. And you know what? He has it. He's retired. So it comes to different people. So we need to be the 13% or the 7% group. In Malaysia, like I said, even government servants can have a good comfort factor. If you are getting a pension, and if you're a graduate teacher, headmaster, I do not know what the government service pays scales on. I know it's good now. I know now in the private sector, fresh graduate earns about 1,008. In the government sector, I think you get about 2,002 or what. I think so. This one, I'm sorry, I'm not an expert. I heard what people told me. Okay? So if you get about a 4K pension per month, it's like having 1 million in the bank. Okay? But a lot of people in Malaysia go bankrupt. Every month, 1,800 people are declared bankrupt. And the biggest problem for bankruptcy, number one, is car. They buy a car that they can't afford. Number two is credit card. So car and credit card are discipline problems. I'm not sure, but again, when I was very much younger, my first car was 1,500 ringgit. It was a 2-door Ford Escort. There was no cassette player. So I took my father's cassette player, 80 ringgit one, which was with battery operated, driving and listen. People maybe now they have a different way of life. We never had holidays. We worked and worked and worked. Now must go to Bali. Where are you? I'm in Bali. Where are you? I'm in Vietnam and all that. Different times. Nothing wrong, nothing bad, but how you focus yourself. Okay. So a lot of people are being declared bankrupt, and very interesting. Car, credit card, business loans. Finally, house loans. So people who go and take house loans, it seems to me a little bit more responsible than the others, because they have that sense of responsibility to say, I must buy a house. Okay. So my topic is on succeeding, not going bankrupt. Okay. I put this next one alone, next statement there. In the US, every day, ladies, they start 1,128 new companies. Every day! So this entrepreneurship has got nothing to do with age, with gender, or with race. It's only you want or you don't want. So in US, the ladies are starting companies at twice the rate for men. So anyone can be an entrepreneur. You are the only person who will stop yourself from moving forward. Okay, there's nothing else. So the important thing I put in terms of priority. Important thing to be an entrepreneur. First thing is able to look at opportunities that others cannot. This fellow, as you know, Bill Gates, everybody talks about it, rich man and all that. He went for the interview in IBM, and at the back of the reception desk, there was this diagram of the old PC. And he looked at it and he said, hey, I can come out with this system, this Windows system. So how many people must have come to IBM office, sit there, and they look at the same diagram? One guy could see it, the rest couldn't see it. That is what you need to be. You need to be the guy who can, or the girl who can see an opportunity. Okay? You need to be the person who can spot the opportunity. You got to be ahead of the crowd. Today is quite easy. I tell my son it's very easy. If you are a teenager, my son is 22 years old, he's not a teenager, you know. But 22 years old, they're all difficult. Huh? Okay. I tell him it's very easy because everybody is on the phone. You go to if you go to a restaurant, you see everybody using a handphone. And the children, they don't sleep. They are on the laptop, I don't know, Facebook, whatever you call it. So if you can stop a little bit of that and spend a little bit more time on looking at opportunities, it will be better. Because our time, we are all looking for opportunities. You know, nowadays the children are all looking at their tablets. You know, you know, so I think they can be ahead of the crowd. Self-belief. The important thing is having faith in yourself. Because everybody will tell you cannot. You are a graduate. If you are a graduate and you go and sell nasi lemak, they will say, but that person can become very successful because I know when I want to go into business, more people will say no than they will say yes. You got to have faith in yourself. Okay? So you need to be able to spot opportunities, be ahead of the crowd, have faith in yourself. Look forward. Just be able, like Bill Gates and all that, look forward. Our eyes are in front. God didn't give us eyes in the back. Our eyes are in front for us to look forward. That's why, like, take for example Australia. Australia is one country that has never seen a recession. Never seen. Okay? And Australia is wildlife. You know, the kangaroo and the wallabies. Let's talk about kangaroos in Australia. The kangaroo in Australia cannot go forward, backward. It's the only animal other than the wallaby that cannot move backward. It can only move forward. You know? So it looks like God has created a country that everything moves forward, including the animals. The wallabies also cannot. They cannot. You know, like we all can. Our tigers can. We cannot. So we need to be able to move forward. Learn from mistakes. You know, the past is beneficial for only one reason: we can learn from it. But don't look at the past. Look always forward. Okay. And respond to changing tastes. It's very interesting. Like Intel. When I was in Motorola, we were a fantastic company. Our uniform was batik, yellow and green, short sleeve. You know, our batik was so bright that when a car sees you from very far, they will stop. It's like, almost like a safety wear. You know? And everybody was proud to wear a Motorola uniform. Then Intel came, and every manager in Intel became very, very rich because of this shares and all that. But today Intel is also going down for a very simple reason. This has taken over the world. Nobody wants a laptop. Then they were from laptop. I remember you had the PCs, the desktops, and then the laptops and all that, and the tablets. Now this everything can be done. So Intel is still on that. One of the most successful companies in the history of mankind, suddenly they couldn't. And then who is catching up? The Koreans and the Taiwanese. And very interesting, right? Where's Nokia now? Anybody carrying a Nokia phone? Anybody carrying a Motorola phone? Every other phone in the world was a Motorola phone. I remember because as a Motorola manager, the first phone they gave us was Ator. The big one. I don't know whether you know or not. Yeah. It was for us. We park the car, we go for lunch, we'll carry our auto. So that before managers, and then the table, there's no place to put the food. So, and then after that came the Tyco Tie, the big one, the Motorola. The one you take the phone, I hit you, you will die. It was like a weapon plus a handphone. You know? So, but they all got because they couldn't catch up. So you have to be able to respond to changing taste. That's why adaptation is very important. Adaptation is very important. Okay? Entrepreneurs. Every time any entrepreneur is being interviewed, the word will come out passion. Forget about enthusiasm, excitement, passion. Passion for what they're doing. like Steve Jobs and all that. I mean, this Steve Jobs, if you read his, what do you call biography? Autobiography. Have you read? Yeah. He was an orphan. And look at what he is, very interesting. So they all have passion. And of course, in business, why I like to deal with Northern Europeans is of this honesty in ethics. For me, very difficult to go and do business with some Asian countries. You go and do business with Thailand, first shipment is good, the next shipment is not good. You can ask them why there will be a gun there, that kind of things. China, very difficult. I win a lot of business. The last 5 business in a row we won is of the China factor. The Europeans went to China, then they decided, cannot. They come to us because of quality. Malaysia still carries that kind of, what they call, protect for the IP, the respect for the rule of law. And if I say I'm shipping you 1,000 parts, I don't ship you 1,000 stones, it will be 1,000 parts. That kind of things. So honesty in ethics is very, very important. We have to be able to add value. We have to be able to add value to life. Like y'all, if you go into business, like in Motorola, we had a management philosophy that says that we will never build for attack. We build for security, our products, but it is not to kill people, it is for defense. A walkie-talkie, we will never build a missile. Motorola has the company corporate philosophy. So we are supposed to be people who are adding value, we shouldn't be destroying, and be part of humanity. Bill Gates, all his money, his wife is taking care of the money, right? He's gone into his Bill Gates Foundation. And I believe that they're going to wipe out, the plan is to wipe out polio in India. They will do it. All his money. That's the third richest man. Sometimes very difficult to pronounce his name. Warren Buffett. Okay, Warren Buffett. He is worth $53 billion, and he's going to leave $5.3 million US to his children. He's got 3 children, and $53 billion is giving to charity. Charity to whom? To Bill Gates charity. And they're all trying to eradicate smallpox, polio. You just imagine. Okay? Harvard. I've been to Harvard several times. Beautiful campus. Your campus is very, very beautiful. Very impressive. I see Euclid trees and all that kind of things. Very beautiful campus. Harvard also has got a beautiful campus. Harvard is funded by the citizens of America. Every rich person who dies will leave some money to Harvard. And then their foundation is so big that they invest and all that to be able to, reinvest back into the university. Just imagine. It is almost like if you are a multimillionaire in the US, if you die, you must leave some money to Harvard. You see? And of course, you all know about Bunsu. You all know about Bunsu. At that time, Penang's richest man. He used to have a bicycle shop under a tree in that road in Batu. It'll come to me. Where they were repairing the ferry, Serang Road. Okay. My father said he used to go and send his bicycle there for repair. So this man died, and he set up a hospital called Langwai. Where if you have no money, they have a committee that says, okay, whatever operation, whatever treatment is free, or they charge you according to what you can pay. And he's gone, but his legacy lives on. So we need to be part of humanity. So the integrity part. Just for information for Europeans, if you're dealing with business with Scandinavia, US, but Scandinavia, France, they don't care what you talk. They're not listening to what you talk. They look at your eyes, whether I'm looking at you. They do not like, when I'm talking to you, I must see you eye to eye. I cannot hear and then talk to you. Cannot. In France, Within the first 30 seconds or 1 minute, they decide, but based on body language. So I used to talk to my union. They don't care what I talk. They see the body language. You know, I don't know why, but maybe they're trained from young or what. You know, how you carry yourself, how you talk. They seem to know whether you are shifty or not shifty. So body language matters. Very, very important. I also read an article. When you give a handshake, if your handshake is not firm, lembab, that means something is not something's wrong with you. In the future, you may have some heart problems. People with strong handshake do not have heart problems as much as people with lembab in their handshake. So please, when you shake hands, shake hands strong. So, one of the things about being an entrepreneur, I went through this nightmare. I was thinking, why the hell did I put all my money? And then I cannot change my car, and I cannot. 2 Diwalis ago, or last Diwali, I can't remember. I wanted to put up all these new LED lights. I had no money yet, because all the money is in the company. I was thinking, why? So that is ambiguity. Suddenly it hits you. You go in, and then you find, why did I do it? But you have to manage it. You have to be able to withstand failure. You have to push through. You cannot quit. Once you put your leg in, you cannot come out. Then everything you have earned is lost. Okay? So you have to manage fear. And going into business is an ultra marathon. It's not what do you call this, 100 meters. It's a long, long race. It goes on and on. Okay? So, all what I've said, I put here. Number one is, you want to go into business, you need to have experience. You need to have experience, gain experience. Okay? One of the reasons why the Chinese are very good at business is, you go to a coffee shop, the father is selling wanton mee, the son, small son will go in, serve the food, collect the money, and then coffee, you order drinks or what, the kids learn business from a very young age. You understand? We don't want our kids and all that. They have no, they understand, okay? So through that they gain experience. So gain experience. Think big. Think big. You know, too many restaurants are in our country. You go to Kulim, you drive, so many restaurants are open and so many restaurants close. Everybody got money, or they go and borrow from Tekun Gapa, buka restaurant. Don't do something else. Think big. You must know what you're doing. I learned this from Motorola. I go to a government-aided company that was bankrupt. When we shut up, and they sent me there to turn it around. And a Chinese entrepreneur, you will never know him, and I don't want to tell his name. He's extremely wealthy. He wears shorts and t-shirt. He can go eat char kway teow in the shop. He's got no title, nothing. But he is the one who funds a lot of big companies. He told me, Vidya, nasi lemak. You want to sell nasi lemak? You must know what is the cost of the rice, what is the cost of the ikan bilis, what is the cost of the santan and the egg, and then what is the cost that you're going to spend in terms of the electricity cost to heat this up, what is the labor cost. You must know everything intimately. So when you sell a nasi lemak, you know how much the nasi lemak costs and how much money you can make. Okay, you must be able to do this. There's this lady in where we eat in a hawker center near my factory. Okay, Indian lady. She and her daughter, mother, and grandmother, 3 generations selling rice. You know, banana leaf rice. And so first time we went to eat, they opened. We went to eat with chicken, with omelette, papadam, and all that. 2 ringgit 20 cents. Then we told the lady, how you want to survive? You charge like this. You know, there 5 ringgit, 3 ringgit 50, 2 ringgit 20 cents. Come on, you cannot make money. You know. So my CFO, bachelor boy, Narji, So he was quite angry, and then he went to explain to them and tell them how. So they increased their cost to about 3 ringgit. They're still doing good business. You must know your cost, you know. If not, you're working like hell for somebody else. Huh? Okay. Managing money. All these people who go bankrupt because they buy cars and credit cards and all that. Must be able to manage money. Your cash and expense. And if you do not know, please ask. Very interesting. If you ask, people will help you. There are many people out there to help. Okay? In business, if you want to do business only in Malaysia, it's a different matter. If you want to do business outside of Malaysia, you want to export, you need to be able to network. You need to be able to cross boundaries. You need to be able to know what the European likes or the American likes or what have you. They don't care what you don't like to eat, but tell them upfront. I don't take beef. I'm not that religious, but I just don't take beef because it is. My father kept telling me, don't take beef. Okay, don't take. Okay. So whenever I go, I'll make sure that I tell my customers I can eat anything but no beef. They respect upfront. Don't go and surprise them because they lose face. You know, especially to Japanese. The Japanese can lose their jobs if there's a Japanese manager and his boss is there, and at the lunch or dinner table, and you are their customer, you tell, I don't take beef or I don't take pork at that time, and the pork or beef is already there, that fella can lose his job. So you, because they are supposed to know what you like and you don't like. So these are some of the things that you need to know when you are working with cross-boundary business. Okay? Be focused. Okay, come, English. You know, I understand. Huh? Our time, whether you are Malay, Chinese or Indian, everybody can speak fantastic English, can speak fantastic Malay, and if they have their own mother tongue, they can do it. Cannot. Why now cannot? Huh? You go, and I'm not talking of, it is totally all three races. Huh? You go to I wanted to buy a battery. Before this I had, can't remember, a BlackBerry. I had to buy a battery, went to the shopping mall, there were these 3 young Chinese kids, talk to them in English, don't understand. Talk to them in Malay, they don't understand. I'm thinking, what the hell is this? She speak to a bunch of young Indian kids, also they come from Tamil schools or what? Malay also sangkut, English also sangkut. Then you talk to Malay kids, English sangkut. You can't speak any other language. What's happening? So you must be able to. That is, if you want to go out of this country, English. In fact, I tell you now, any country in the world. I've been to Ukraine and Turkmenistan because Motorola we were in charge of Eastern Europe. The language is you cannot make is Kyrillic. So you cannot, whatever is written, you just cannot make head or tail. But below that will be English. In any airport in the world, in any country in the world, you don't need to know their language because there will be instructions in English. That's how important this language is. So we need to be able to speak this. Be comfortable with different cultures. Inbreeding will not help us grow up. Okay? And like I kept telling you, differentiator. Differentiator is very important. The last one I put actually for myself because in business I find that if you are in business, you cannot get angry. You cannot be hot-tempered. You can be a boss. You can be a boss in Motorola, and you can get angry and shout at people. All that. But you're in business, customer, supplier, all you cannot get angry. Very frustrating for me. Always smile. Very difficult. But in business, you have to be even-tempered because people won't like you. If you are in a restaurant business and all that, and if you are not there with the ability to welcome people, with the welcoming smile, they won't come back. Okay, so this will be the important slide. Considerations when starting a business. Number 1, decide if you're ready to start a business. Okay, I would encourage recommend, support if anybody wants to go and look at starting a business. Okay, but choose your type of business and structure. Mother and father, mom and pop store. Okay, big one, small one, private limited, what have you. Huh? Okay. Important thing is market research. Market research into your business idea to make sure it is feasible. I've invested into one hardware shop in Kuala Nerang. You know, Kuala Nerang. Okay, okay, I can make money because why we sell paint. All the schools and all that, they need paint, government and all that. You know, we can make money. Young boy, he needed 20,000 ringgit. Okay, all that. You know, so it can be done. But but you want to make sure you do your market research and then write a business plan. If you want to go to a bank, you want to go to someone else, it's difficult. I find it a little bit difficult to get money in Malaysia. But in US and in France, it's easy to get money. Young people want to go into business. You write a business plan. There will be a bunch of people, including the government people, they sit, they like, they will give you some money. But the important thing is business plan. I can teach you how to, I can show you a business plan and teach you how to do a business plan. And next time, if you are interested, I can look at that. Huh? Okay. Look for money. Normally, entrepreneurs, financing, they start with their own pocket, their own savings. The father, mother, also they look at it, family. But they can also look with, like in our country, the government helps a lot. That's help. Okay, you can get financing from the government. You can get financing from private people too. Okay, you got people like angels. They call angels. Then you've got what's the other one? What is that? Venture capitalists. The VCs. The angels are better. The venture capitalists are one step, So market your business. The important thing is marketing. Like in our case, the first year we went into business, we did well because we could win customers. Okay, we know who the customers are. The customers knew us. They said, "Oh, if I come with you, I know I can get this, this, and this. I give you this pricing. We go on." So you got to be able to market your business, but know your numbers. Cash in, cash out, expenses, income, profit and loss. Many times, small businessmen, they become suddenly rich. They hit a cash business. I know of a guy who went into this, joystick, camphor and all that business. From 20,000, 30,000 a month, he hit 700,000 a month, went up to $1 million a month, and then he went bankrupt. Then he went into loan sharks because the money was coming in. The money was coming in. So all he could see is money coming in. He didn't see anything else, the expenses, what and all that, and he couldn't manage. So he must be able to not only know cash coming in, you must know what is cash going out and the expenses are. Very important. Every dollar must be counted. Some examples of Malaysian entrepreneurs. Hua. He has got a factory in Penang now. USB flash drive. He and a bunch of friends invented. Okay. Started the company Phison in Taiwan in 2000. And in 2010, I couldn't get the latest numbers. In 2010, his revenue was 3.46 billion, almost $1 billion US revenue. He's got a factory now in Penang. He's a Dato now. Okay. Then he got Tinku Farid. He founded. He's a co-founder of Scully, and he has got the largest commercial open source company now in Southeast Asia. And his sales revenue forecasted in 2013 is about 70 million. Okay. Then you got this young boy, 20 years. When he was 20 years old, he founded a company. At 23, he took it public in Malaysia. The youngest CEO of a public listed company. Okay. And today his sales revenue is 660 million. Very interesting. Then you got Tony, youngest MD of Warner Music Worldwide, AirAsia was only founded in 2001. He mortgaged his house and used personal savings. His net worth today is 2.06 billion. Okay, he's still yet to list two more of his companies. I think he will be better. So he was an MD of a large company, and Warner Music Hall got his salary, 150,000 a month kind of salary, including car, driver, all that. All these perks we all know. Okay. Left it and went into business because idea was he wanted to go into business, can become successful. But there is one difference. One difference. There are two airlines in Malaysia. One is flying, one is countering. It's a person. You will make the difference. You. Okay? In whatever you do, you will make the difference. You can be the best mother, the best father, the best husband, the worst wife. Depends on you. You will make the difference. So that is the difference between flying and floundering. The flounder is a fish in the North Sea. When you take the fish out of water, that's called floundering. Okay? So you can make a difference. That's what I'm trying to tell each and every one of you. Go outside and make a difference. Barack Obama was here. He said, entrepreneurs can drive the economy and create jobs. And our Prime Minister, on the 22nd, he said, entrepreneurs can develop and generate national riches. Okay? So for me, there are many kinds of people in this world. People who talk, people out there. For me, I believe that people who add value by creating jobs. When you create a job, you're feeding someone, whether here or anywhere else. I think that is great. No better value add than creating jobs. You can talk what you want, how great you are, how well behaved you are and all that. Create jobs. And keep moving the company and the country forward. Okay? So one last statistic, merci beaucoup, Monami, to all of you. This is the statistics that came out 16th of May. Okay, from the Office for National Statistics in the UK. They said the secret of becoming a millionaire is to become a graduate. Very simple. Why do people go into universities? Why do people who are working, who has got a job, wants to do an MBA? Why do people who has got a first degree want to do a second degree? Why? Because a certain inherent discipline in themselves, a certain thinking that they would like to move themselves forward, certain pride in themselves, So already the ingredients that all I talk is there. Okay. So the secret, they say in the UK, is go to university, get a degree. That is the secret of becoming a millionaire. 1 in 5 graduates, 1 in 5 go on to becoming a millionaire in the US. The latest statistics are. Okay? So if I count here 5, that will be 1 millionaire. 3-4 millionaires in this room, maybe more. So this is, I think, one of the best opportunities for us all to be able to move ourselves forward is to go and become an entrepreneur. Becoming an entrepreneur is not difficult. Like I said, race, gender has got nothing to do with it, age has got nothing to do with it. I became an entrepreneur at a very old age. I think I'm probably the oldest person in this room. I was very unhappy when my HR director retired. Retirement age now is 60, is it? So he retired at 62. I was very unhappy because after he retired, I became the oldest person in my company. So with this, I conclude my talk. Like I said, if you all need any help, I'll leave some business cards here. You need any help on business plans or what have you, let me know, and we can get it organized for you. I'll bring my what we call a CFO here to help you out. Stride is not a big company, but it's a small company that started at a certain level and is able to move up. And I hope that you all can also be able to move up in your lives. Okay? The very fact that you are here itself shows that. I leave the floor open to questions.
So we already have a few questions from the students. So probably I'll just read through the questions. Right. In your past experiences and based on your opinions, what are the differences between leaders and managers in organization?
This one is, I think, the many studies done about this, manager and leader. Okay. Leader is basically a leader is a person who provides the vision, strategy, and is able to take the organization, whether it's a university or a country or a company, from one level to another. Okay, it is at that level. Then you have managers. The leaders then are able to have these managers to be able to implement and execute what the leaders want. Okay, so if we have what you call Vision 2020, and our goal is to have at least 50,000 ringgit per person, per working person earning in Malaysia. That is what a leader says. And that Dr. Mahathir's vision is probably one of the best in the world, because vision cannot be a lot of words. His vision is V2020. That's all. V2020, I work it on to you. Develop country, 15,000. That's all. But so many things. So he goes and makes sure that there are people who are employed, and those are called managers. That don't matter what you call them, ministers or what have you, parliamentary level, to drive that forward. So the leader is the person with the vision, with the strategy,